This is supposed to be warm down here. Why y'all bundled up?
It's windy, it's cold.
That's Mrs Nutnfancy. Had she known she was going on camera, she would have done her hair up. She had no idea, of course. I'm filming this out in the parking lot. We are coming back from the trade show. Dude, killer. What a fun freaking car this has been to travel in. Man, has this been fun. Let's see, last night we raced and completely wasted a M3. Not sure what year it was. It was an earlier one, like a 2003. But when we came on the on-ramp, and we're just sharing it with the car guys because they love this stuff. This will be B channel probably. And then later out in the middle of nowhere, we ran into a totally tricked out and boosted SRT4. Really nice car. I like SRT4s. And memo to that SRT4, you only caught up with us because look at the weight we're carrying. That. So we're pretty heavy. I think he thought we got him on the jump. We did like, I don't know, we're doing like 70 and we raced up to 75 maybe.
Yeah,
that's probably as fast as we ever got going. I never saw faster than 75, did you?
Nope.
So about 75, and then he catches up with us, and I come off the gas. He probably thought he had us. And maybe he would have. I'm not going to go faster than 75. I don't want him to hurt himself.
Yep.
Seriously, we had that discussion, didn't we?
Yep.
We're not 17 and stupid anymore. So that's the back of the Z coming back from shot. Dude. Yeah. Fun car. It's dirty now. Rained in Vegas. What a fun car. Getting about 25, 26 miles a gallon. Touching some boost here or there, not a ton. Reliable. I do get a check engine light that comes on sometimes when I start it. It's like I've put the OBD on it, and it's like a cylinder misfire on startup. But the engine's fine. That's happened for about a year and a half. Usually I have my OBD2 to plug in to clear it, and didn't happen this time. Doing a video, or did a video with Rick Squires. Those are the stock rims, powder coated in Spanish gold. High gloss coating. They look really good. And they came with a car. Raised forged are the wheels. Just so fun. And the funnest thing about it, and I was telling Mrs. Nutton this, is you go down to Nevada, Vegas, it's a car culture. I mean, there's other guys that have cars, all types, that we're all talking together. We'll talk up in the parking lot about, what the guy's doing to his car. I met a kid last night that has a tricked out Maxima. It was fun visiting with him, and he was asking, hey, should I drop my car more? Because he came up to Killer and was liking it. And we just, spend 20 minutes talking cars. It's fun. I don't know what about Utah. They suck bad for car culture. They're bad.
I know.
It's just so bad. I mean, it's like if you have a car, a car that's, something different, cool looking, they're just pissed automatically.
Yep.
You go to California, you go to Nevada, dude, it's a club thing. That's how I am. I don't care what you got. Let's go talk cars, man. We saw a really nice, brand new Corvette Z06. Motor Trend guy was stopping in a gas station refueling it. That was a beautiful car. The thing I love about this is it's such a one-off. So, I mean, you're not going to see this car anywhere else in the United States, probably in the world. It's a one-off. I like one-off cars. Custom cars. I don't care what it is. I mean, if you have it, I'll go up and talk to you and say, that's freaking cool. You ready to get warm?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to take you along as we start our journey here. I got my naked juice. Oh, I love this stuff. Is it gross? It's gross. This stuff is awesome. You want to film while we drive away? You get settled and I'll just keep this rolling as we go on down the road. By the way, I'm so glad my wife came with me on this trip. It was so much funner. So much funner.
Yeah, I'm so fun.
You are fun. You've always been fun. She had a good time too, didn't you?
Yep.
And she was loving it. And we approached the show completely differently than I ever have in the past. It's seriously just a recreational process. You know, till we go down, we visit with the folks we know, that we like, friends with. There's that engine light I was telling you about. I'll clear that out when we get back, when we get back to Wyoming. Clear it out.
Right there.
You found it? She has been flummoxed because her North Face glove was missing.
I can't find gloves that fit my freaking hands. These fit pretty well.
Oh no. Hey, who bought those for you?
I think I did, because I think we tossed them her.
Did you?
I thought I ordered them last year.
You buy crap though. You buy like the Target stuff and the fleece that sucks.
No, I did last year. I bought like good ones. So I would not get lectured.
On what? Quality levels? Kind of like that, right? I think that light was on all night, dude. It was. You just said shit in front of the camera. Did you know that? We try. We were doing a lot better.
We're not perfect.
Nope, we're not. We're not.
I want to be.
A few shits here and there. We'll just leave it at that. Here you're filming, dude. I don't know. Get the merge onto the interstate. It's like every other video I do. As long as it's interesting, the camera keeps going. If it gets boring, we stop filming.
Huh. Your car's cold though.
I know. By the way, Mrs. Nutton has to sit on a freaking booster seat. She's so short. Right?
That's correct.
She has like a cushion under her. It raises her up because she complains about the Z because she sits low and that her chin's like right here on the sill. I'm gonna use some pig gloves for driving today, y'all. So many good gloves nowadays, it's not even funny. I gotta do an update video on some mechanics gloves that are pretty cool. They're doing a great job. Mechanics, they always have. And in fact, honestly, they're the ones that started this high quality, high fitting glove thing in the past.
Yeah, we have those new ones that are lightweight.
Right, but the one thing they need to improve on is all gloves need to be touch sensitive. That's just the way it has to be. You know, because like for instance, I'm bringing the iPhone out now, turning on my Waze application. You know, for high speed 75-mile-an-hour runs and stuff. And it's touch sensitive. Oh, if I wanted to, I could do it with these gloves. Oh, dude, I didn't bring out my freaking charger. That sucks. Whatever. Let's put that on up, yeah.
Great.
I probably ought to get that.
Mine's dead, so I have no help.
Hang on a sec. Keep filming. I'm gonna go grab that battery because I don't have a splitter, nor do I want one. So I'm gonna grab my battery. Just a sec. You gotta narrate. Going. There it is, right there. That car sounds mean, dude. Oh, I would waste you so quick in my car, Nutton. No doubt. Dude, where did my freaking cable go?
What?
Welcome to everything.
I got one right there. You
yeah,
want mine?
But your phone is different than mine, remember?
I have an adapter.
Okay, I got one right here.
I'm not a princess. I don't need the newest phone.
The what? Do you have a one for my iPhone?
I have an adapter.
I need a cable, dude.
I know.
I guess we'll just go on battery power for now. My disguise worked pretty good in the shot, huh?
Yep.
Pretty much no one recognized me unless they heard my voice. Do a little merge here. There's 115 right there, bros. I'm kidding, that wasn't 115. We don't do that. Come on now. You won't be doing 115. What are we, outlaws? This isn't the gumball rally.
I think you're on the wrong road. You're on your way to somewhere else because you're not paying attention.
I totally did take the wrong turn. That was a good merge, though, you gotta say.
Yeah.
This is like going...
This is out of the way.
We, by the way, are in St. George. We're north of St. George a ways. Feel the heat coming in, though, from that motor blast?
Yep.
I drive pretty mellow, actually. I don't want to make it seem like I'm always ripping around. I'm not. There's a couple reasons. One, it's a lot easier getting no tickets, right?
Right.
It's cheaper, your insurance doesn't go up, and you don't have to waste time in courts fighting them, answering to them, mailing in payments. It's just a hassle. You get a certain point in your life, you go, it's just not worth it. And I'm pretty good about not getting tickets overall through the years. I'm not saying I get that many at all. I got one 5 mile an hour over last year. Don't get me started on freaking cop traps. They freaking piss me off so bad.
We were together. We were talking about getting carpet.
Yeah.
Totally took us by
Mrs.
surprise.
Nutton was with me when it happened. Yeah, not in this car. It was in another car. And God, freaking, of all the things you can do as a police officer to help the community, you're out there speed trapping. Dildos.
It was a chickster, and she was hiding. She was outside her car. Because as we were driving by, I saw her run out from behind a pole, jump in our car,
too, huh?
and she was totally smiling on her face. And I said, "Oh, she just got somebody." We were with tons of other cars, one of which was passing us too, and we were the ones that were stopped.
And our other car's red, and so of course it stands out. Here's our sob story you're hearing. So 2 cars are on the side of me. We're all doing the same speed, so they tag us because we're the red car, and it's lowered too. It's a Mazda. Love that car too. Hey, Nutnfancy, you never buy an American car. What's up?
Yeah, we
Now
don't.
I would, if I had a ton of money, I'd have a Z06 in my garage, a brand new one. But I mean, if I want to go really fast, I don't ride a car. I ride a freaking motorcycle. There's the answer. If you're a motorcycle guy, like right now, God, this car's sick. I just love this car. It's so fun. It is so fun. No, I'm not just saying that. So glad we brought it down. Look, 75 mile an hour speed limit now. So we'll cruise 84, 81. That's all we're doing. When that SRT4 showed up last night, we'll cruise around there. I so had that guy. It was so funny. Here's why it's funny. Okay, so I'm a car dude. Because you see a car like this and it's off and you see it and it's got nothing to deliver. It's a showpiece, right? So people are like, oh yeah, that's it's not that fast. But then when it throws down and you say, whoa, that guy's got some motor work done, he's fast. I've raced a lot of cars like that, and I always come away impressed. Like, okay, cool, he did both sides. It looks good and it's fast. And he learned a lesson yesterday. And on the third race, he pulls even with me. Maybe a slight pull on me by the time I came off. And he's like, oh yeah, man, I got that. He's probably all in those forums. I just kicked ass on this Turbo Z. Jump into the forums. Probably has iPhone video out there of it. Dude, no way.
And his little guy, he's all by himself.
Yeah, we were cool with him though.
Anyway.
We turned our dome light on and said hello, and we drove together for a while. He was a good guy. It's a car guy, man. It's a culture. It should be that way no matter what kind of car you're in, You just appreciate a cool car, and it's a way for guys to share moments together, which are pretty cool. But I was going to tell you, going fast, I mean, that merge back there, that's, a lot of people sit in the car and they go, whoa, that's moving. It's okay. It's not that fast. It's quick. That's what I call this car. It's quick. When this car comes into boost, which will be about, probably, you couldn't see it on the speedo, but probably around 40 miles an hour on, this thing's fast. It's going to be hard for a lot of cars to stay with it. Full boost on this. So this really isn't a 0 to 60 car. It's probably a 50 mile an hour to 150 car that a guy's really going to have some pull to stay with it. When I come into high boost, I got my high boost switch in high right now. This is my gauge stack right here. This is oil pressure, boost, geometric, and that's how I feel. And there's a lot of cars faster than this. I mean, that Z06 I saw last night, there's no way I could have kept up with him. That brand new Z06, it puts down 650 horse, I think are the numbers on it. It does 0 to 60 I'm talking stock, out of the showroom floor, 3.2 seconds. Now, you're gonna have to hook up pretty good with those rear tires, but it has some big, huge tires on the back. Probably each tire's like, what? I don't know, 800 bucks each tire. So you get into this high level performance. I was talking about long range shooting. It's also like that in the car world. You want to go fast? You want it to be reliable? It's money. It's money. There's really no way around it from what I've seen. You can have something super fast that through the years that is not reliable. And I know guys and kids I've met through the years that I talk to, and their cars are always broken down. I used to go to the Z Club, for instance, the 350 Z Club. Geez, I'm going 87. I didn't even know it. Look, there's the Waze speedometer. Show that, hun. Right there. So that's Waze as we come up I-15 north. So I'm going to slow down right about there. I was telling you though that dudes that I met, you know, they boost their whatever vehicle. Let's say it's a Honda Civic, they're putting 500 wheel to it, and the thing is so insanely fast. Really, you can't transfer the power on any Honda Civic you want unless you put sticky race tires on it, really fat front tires. But then I'll check in with a guy 6 months later and the thing's blown. The motor's blown up. It's down. That's not what I wanted for Killer. I'm like, I can't do that. Look at what we're doing now. We were coming down in the middle of freaking nowhere, 700-mile journey in a 350Z that's turbocharged. We can't break down on the side of the road. That doesn't work, you know? It's just a freaking nightmare. The side skirts would have to come off. I'd got to get towed. It's expensive. It's a lot of time. And no. So when we built this and I talked to Rick Squires and we consulted, I was like, I can't have it breaking down. It's, you know, I don't know if I want it ultimately fast. I want it ultimately reliable. And that's so far, knock on wood, what it has been. It's been an extremely reliable build. Here we are in year 3 in the Nutnfancy project with Killer running, and I don't run it all the time. I'm not gonna say I do. It's more for recreational, but here we are coming down to Vegas in it. It's cool, and it will put wear and tear on it. I mean, but dude, you want to drive your cars. You know, if you got a hot car, a hot motorcycle, I don't respect guys that just leave it in the garage. I remember I met a guy at a motorcycle show and he was telling me about this beautiful bike. I forget which one it was. It was like a early 2000s Yamaha or something. He was talking about how he had a just gorgeous, beautiful. I'm like, why aren't you driving it today? It was a day like today. You know, beautiful and sunshiny. And he goes, well, you know, I don't like beating it up. And I want to keep it nice. I'm like, dude, he's like, I don't know, in his late 50s. I was like, you ain't going to be around that longer. I didn't tell him that. So I said, get out and drive, man. It's like this. My Killer's job is to serve the project and to serve the family. The people who won't drive this car is like Doodle. He won't drive it. Here, you got your finger in front of the lens, huh?
No, he doesn't love it.
Say, talk loud so they can hear you.
He doesn't love it.
Here, I'll film you. And yes, I can drive and hold the camera while I'm looking at the road. No hall monitors. Jeez. Why doesn't he drive it though? I say, take Killer out. He won't do it.
He doesn't want to be like hitting the air down and stuff.
Yeah, he's afraid. Mostly those side skirts are an issue. The side skirts are, like I've told you guys in other vids, are 1.5 inches off the freaking ground. It takes a certain style of driving. Otherwise, you give this to some fool. There's a vehicle report right there. See, look, see the car on the side, and there's nothing on the way. So we'll do a report. Now it'll put an icon for anybody who's coming behind me, and they'll say, hey, there's a vehicle on the side of the road. To me, it's less of a safety factor unless it's a narrow road and he's really in my lane. But it tells me that someone is sweeping ahead of me. Oh, what do we got here? 80 mile an hour, brother. Show that speed limit right there. This is the beauty about the freaking western U.S. Oh, this guy's waiting for me. Okay. Now watch this, guys.
For a change.
Film this. So when this light comes on, that's methanol injection. So when and I may be running low on methanol. I need to replace it because we were kind of boosting on the way down, just a little bit. It keeps your temperatures down a little bit so you don't have any less of a detonation hazard, is my understanding. I'm not going to go that fast. Like I said, not worth it. If I have someone to play with, if it's an appropriate place for it to happen, I'll play with them. You know, emerge is like coming out of St. George, that you go right into a 75-mile-an-hour zone, maybe to an 80 zone. That's a great place to play. Do an aggressive merge, back it up, come right back to the speed limit. If I was a cop and I saw a guy merging and I could watch, you cops can tell if you know how to drive. In other words, I've merged before in front of higher patrollers. I did this the other day. I didn't really check six good. Here comes another truck on the side. I'll give that a... Yeah, see, he's kind of on the off-ramp though, so I'm not going to record that. And he's moving. But I merged right in front of this higher patroller. It was kind of like bouncing in front of cars. I mean, I'm on at full boost. You know, hitting it. And I look at my rearview and there's a higher patroller. I'm like, oh, freak. I'd already slowed down the speed limit before I saw him. But I'm sure he looked and either he wanted to get his donuts or he's like, you know, whatever, that guy's, he just did a merge. That's how I'd be. If the guy's causing a serious hazard to other motorists, I'm going to pull him over. What?
Or he just saw me, thinking you just saw him.
Yeah, he didn't pull me over though, that was cool. Show the, not my fat face, but show all this, the scenery. Mrs Nutnfancy, she wouldn't mind living down here. Is that right?
I love my house. I just
Talk loud,
hate,
they can't hear you.
I love my house. I just hate the weather. I'm too cold. When I sit in my house and my nose is like freezing cold and I still have my jacket and I'm all bundled up, something's wrong.
Now the reason I put the stock rims back on Killer, you car guys will relate to this, is because when I ran it at the track at Miller Motorsports, those are actually kind of race tires. They're NTO5s by Nitto, and they're kind of a summer compound, a race compound, and they're amazing. I mean, Killer with the Nittos on it really kind of makes up for my mistakes at the track, where if I enter a corner late, I can still say, well, screw it, you know, I'm going to crank it up, and the Nittos will stick. You saw that in the videos where it's hammering. The downside is it's not a great street tire. If you get any rain coming home, you're going to be all over the place. They're dangerous in the wet. They're a dry tire, and they wear really quick. So coming down to Vegas, I would have gone through an entire set of them easily, and they're what, $1,400 for a set, which is cheap for performance tires. They might be more, I don't remember, but they're not cheap. These are Toyo Proxies and on the stock tires, and it allows us to do a trip like this. They're not the ultimate grip, but they have a little bit of rain capability, you know? They do grip well. Dude, that hood looks like it's coming up. I need to go check it.
So you said before.
So I'm going to double check it. And also I need to check my oil too, so I'm going to slow it on down. It should be fine, but I'm not risking it, dude.
It's windy.
Is it windy?
Yeah. Remember before we got in the car, it was totally windy.
Okay, so I'm not going to pull over here. I'm just going to slow it down. I don't want to do a Tommy boy with a hood just... Everything about a custom car takes work. Fitting everything takes work, no matter what the manufacturer says. So the hood is a Seibon hood. It's made in Germany. It's really high quality carbon fiber, but it takes work fitting it, and sometimes we had a hard time getting that latch. The stock latch is what I wanted. I didn't want race pins in the hood. I did not want that. That's not a look I wanted, and so we don't have race pins in it. Just looking where to pull over here. It's probably fine, but it doesn't. God, it looks like it's higher. So it's harder to fit, and also you need to be attuned to your car. Like right now, if I see something, I hear something that's not right, see something that's not right, you need to check it out. I think we've all not done that when we should have, and we regretted it. We're like, yeah, someone told me something was wrong, and I didn't pull over and take care of it. See, these trucks are going slow uphill, so this is a good place to pull over because I don't have traffic coming up 100 miles an hour behind me. This truck's doing like 40, if that, coming up the hill. So you can film me. I'm gonna check my hood real quick, make sure it's kosher. See right here, can you imagine breaking down here, dude? I don't want to break down out here. A lot of this place doesn't even have cell phone coverage, you know? Wait till this truck goes by. Yeah, it's good. It probably was the wind. Because the CF is not as stiff as the aluminum hood that came on this car. Let's boost this thing and get behind this truck right here. Buddy. Woo! By the way, I think these guys are gonna love this video, by the way, because it's so raw and unfiltered, which pretty much most of my stuff is. Naked juice time. By the way, Mrs Nutnfancy, when I performance drive this, she freaking hates it. Talk, hon.
I don't like it.
She's like, normally she's like this, she's like, yeah, this is cool. As soon as I start doing it, she turns into a statue. She's like this. Doesn't say a word. Here, I'm gonna film you now.
No.
Yeah, I am. Because she doesn't say a word and she's just like a statue. Quiet and pissed.
I'm not pissed. I don't like racing.
You did when we were dating back in the 80s. Was that like totally
stupid.
a put on?
We had nothing. What did we have to lose? Nothing back then.
Stupid.
We had nothing. We have a lot to lose now, so yeah, and I got kids and stuff.
We got kids.
And
We don't though. I've been telling them the whole time I don't race. Well, I mean, I'm not counting a merge as a race. A race is like where you're weaving between cars and doing stupid stuff. You definitely don't want to put others at risk. Don't put other people at risk by the way you drive. That's not fair to them. And I don't. 271 to Salt Lake City, and then we go north up to, well, mid-Idaho today. We're probably going to stop in Provo and eat at Qdoba. I love Qdoba. It's good stuff. Oh, talk about the food in Vegas, huh?
It's good.
Woo! Buddy! That was some good eating. Good eating that we did. We ate at Bellagio. One of my all-time favorite buffets, dudes. It's so good. It's expensive, relatively speaking. We went over to, someone told me, say, oh, you gotta try Caesar's Palace buffet. So yesterday we walk over to Caesar's Palace. This is not myself. And we're going, yeah, this will probably be cheaper than Bellagio. For two people, $115. Now, we're not doing that. That's insane. That's insane. We didn't do that. We walked away. We went to Bellagio, which is not cheap, but it was like $35 a piece or something like that.
Yeah.
For what? For once a year? Bring it. That's nothing for once a year. You know, you eat that way every day. That's a little extravagant. Plus, you're gonna get fat probably. Not Miss Nutton though. She eats like salads. That's it. We went there and she had a plate full of lettuce. I force-fed her part of my turkey.
I had a piece of turkey too.
And
I did have a roll.
Jeez. That's why she eats so, but that's why she's tiny.
It was good. I told him that's what I crave. I love it.
Got a dude on a freaking bike. No, it's a homeless dude.
Yeah.
So, SHOT Show. What did I do down there? Like I said, it was a recreational visit. We went down to be showgoers, not really to be media types, and I really like that approach. I touched base with industry friends. That was fun. I didn't go last year. I may not go next year, so don't bug me about it. I I go if I want to go, and I don't if I don't. And you'll probably never see any trade show coverage the way I used to do it in the years past. It's just, there's a lot of guys doing it, and there's good media coverage. They don't need me out there. But if something hits me and, you know, I'm digging it, you may see a booth review or something. I did a few this year. You'll like them. The standouts would be Savage, really good booth review. Man, I love that. I hooked into one of their long-range shooters, and we connected. You'll see that on the camera. It's something real. And that's what I love about it. And I know what you guys say. You go, well, we love your booth reviews because they are real. They're not what I call TPA, third-party advertisements. New acronym for TNP, look out. TPA is basically, it's someone not connected to the manufacturer, not connected to the distributor or whoever, and they come in and roll in and basically do an advertisement. And it's supposedly consumed like it's not advertisement, but it is. An advertisement based, you know, just spouting the party line for whatever. You know, Mossberg, great company. We rolled into their booth because they contacted me, and they're very cool. They're like, hey, thanks a lot for the Mossberg 500, 590 review. I did last fall. I gave an update with the Magpul editions. Great guns. By the way, I did send that 590 off, and they fixed it and shipped it right back. So I haven't shot it yet, but I assume it's fixed. And they said, hey, drop by, you know, we got some other stuff. But mainly because they were grateful for the exposure, I'll drop by and touch base. And I didn't have the lady there, but another guy was there, and they had that bolt action rifle, whatever it's called. And I was trying to get him to give a Nutnfancy booth review. You guys know how it goes, right? It's really hard to do. You got to know how difficult it is to give people to the level that as a producer of the show I'm happy with. And so now I'm in the quandary. I'll post a video on the B channel. It's only like 2.5 minutes because it sucks so bad. You know, he just does a regular spiel like, hey, it has this feature, that feature, it's really good, yeah, 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 rah, rah, rah. It's not real. It's fake. It's like, it's TPA. It's third-party advertisement. I'm gonna post that on the man channel. It's embarrassing. It's really bad. And I don't have a lot of time, so I'm trying to give him, and he doesn't know who I am either, so that gets so old. I'm just saying, okay, you know, we want this, maybe we can get this, and some people take to it, some don't. Some get it, some don't. It just takes a really good personality to give a good booth review on the other end of the camera. And it doesn't have to be a funny person. The dude doesn't have to be funny. It helps. It helps if he's funny and entertaining. That's cool. But here, let me turn the light on for you. Am I back shadowed on this, hon? So I'll turn the light on right now. There you go. It helps if he's funny and entertaining. That's all good. Especially if he and I can connect on a humor level. That takes it over the top. And I have a really advanced, off-the-wall sense of humor. Sometimes that will come out. Other times I'll say it and the guy will get offended while I'm filming. And he takes it wrong. You know, he goes, oh, you know what? You know, it just gets this real awkward moment and I have to edit out. It's just really a lot of work. And the guy, you know, bless his heart, he tried, but it's a bad booth review. Sorry, Mossberg. I'll still post it on the B channel, and you guys may watch and go, oh, what's wrong with that? We liked it. It's just not real. And you contrast that against a Savage booth review. We are talking about the guns. We are talking about the capabilities of the guns, specifically that Macmillan stock 308 where the guy says, yeah, you know, we had, I forget the yards, she said like 700 yards, 3 different shooters get on that gun. And this guy's not lying. He's telling the truth. He shoots on their team, dude. Stan was his name, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I can tell he's telling the truth. He's not lying. I mean, this is recorded stuff. He goes, 3 different shooters shot in sub-MOA. Well, no, it wasn't like that. I forget the size of group he showed, but like at 700 yards, it was insane. With 3 different shooters, 3 of the same types of gun. That's what I say on my tabletops. You want an out-of-the-box accurate rifle. It's Savage. And we talk about that, but it's not TPA, man. It's deeper than that. I started basically interviewing this guy because he shoots competitively. He's what I talked about in Dispelling Myths of Long-Range Shooting and the Sniper Fantasy, about how difficult it is. And now I have someone who's very experienced in this genre of shooting that we can learn from. I'm always learning. And what does he say on that video? He goes, I have to do everything the same way. It's super consistent. If I doubt the shot at all, I rack the round out and I put a new round in and I start my shooting sequence, my personal shooting sequence, all over again. Fascinating. Now that's fascinating to me. Because to a non-shooter, you go, well, that's insane. Why don't you just clear your mind? Well, for him, that's his routine. Because what's winning the match? It ain't an inch. You're talking millimeters is winning the match. All these shooters he's going up against are so good. Their systems they're shooting are so good that he has to, I mean, he's winning the match by, you know, a millimeter. He said the top 5 shooters in one of his matches, they're all posting the exact same score. And these are at unknown ranges. So the shooters show up and they go, hey, here's your target, and then they're timed. All the shooters are posting the same score because they're that good. And they know their gun. Then we start talking about hand loading. And he goes, well, and I kind of pull this out, and that's how a good review goes, is that he'll say something and I'm thinking, like, oh, that's really interesting, and I'm going to pursue that line of thinking. He mentions hand loading, and in that video you'll see me ask him, so you hand load not to save money, but so you control the variables. Yeah, that's why I hand load. That's a fascinating discussion. And you know, to a competitive loader, that's no news. But to a lot of guys in the project, it'll be huge news, you know? That I can control my rounds, and I know that it's not the round. So if I shoot left, consistently left, I know my rifle's good, I know my round's good, I know my optics system is good. It's me. Today it's me. And we have that discussion. If I could be guaranteed that quality of review, actually it's not a review, that quality of human being to connect with, dude, I do more of those, but few and far between. Mostly it's TPA. And then I'm a producer of the show trying to get them out of TPA mode, and it's more work than I'm willing to put in these days. Especially when they got, you know, 3 other cameras rolling in the booth. Let them do it. Maybe one day it'll change, but there's a couple companies that get it. I think Smith & Wesson, by the hiring of Matt Skutnik, gets it, because Matt's definitely not a TPA guy. You saw that when he shot the MP10. He's real. He's not afraid to put the product at risk, and by that I mean to have it come out with an unguaranteed result. That's why I think manufacturers are willing to put money under the table here and there, say, hey, make sure you give us a positive review, to pay for magazine covers, because it's a guaranteed result. It portrays their product in a positive light. A really confident maker of a product will go, I don't care. Savage is this way too, from what I know. We don't care how you test the product, we know it's going to represent itself well. I like that. There's knife companies that way too, that they're very skittish and scared of a negative product review. I think Kershaw's that way. I've heard all kinds of things about Kershaw, what's gone on with them in the forums and what they've done. I don't go to the forums, so don't ask me about details. But that they get really upset if there's a negative review. I'm like, why do you care, dude? How many knives are you going to make over your career? 500? And you have one that one reviewer here didn't like? So what? Learn from it. Maybe what that reviewer is saying is valid. You ever think of that? Maybe, and I'm not talking about me, it's another reviewer. Maybe what that reviewer, his beef on that, it was valid. Maybe it's not. It's just an opinion. That's ultimately all it is, right? You turn into TNP, it's an opinion. I try to make it objective, I try to make it data-based, factual, but I do have opinions. I do have preferences, and I don't apologize for them. And they help. I mean, I met with another highlight booth review that we did. Maybe I will post this on main channel, because the discussion is really deep now. Is we met with Spyderco. So we're with Ed Shimp, Gail Bradley, Phil Wilson shows up, Brad Southard, Knights of the Round Table. And this wasn't even set up, was it, hun?
No.
I wasn't even going to do do the booth review. I mean, Joyce, like Turi, she called me. She go, hey, you going to SHOT? And I was like, I don't think I'm going. You know, I hate SHOT, and I do. Not the way we did it this year. It's fun, but so I did set up an appointment. It wasn't planned, and I rolled into the booth just to say hello to Ed, because I saw Ed there, and you know, I give him a friend punch. Hey, dude, what's up? One thing leads to another. Next thing we know, we're all four of us. Actually, it turned out to be like 6 of us are at a table talking blades, knives, steels. Brad Southard, I reviewed the Southard folder 2 years ago. Great knife, kind of heavy for me, but a beautiful design. Like that, almost like trailing point blade, super smooth and fast. The quality levels are superb. I criticized the price. I was like, this is an expensive blade. For that money, for me as a knife guy, I would buy this, or this. And you want to see how to handle it when you get what could be perceived as an unenthusiastic review. I don't know if critical is the right word, because I don't know if I was critical of the knife. Maybe on a couple things. Brad was totally cool with it. He's like, I watched your video and what you said was right. You know, I agreed with it. It's one of my first designs. You know, and I'm learning as a knife maker, and I'm learning from these guys at the table. I'm learning from end users like yourself, reviewers like yourself. And now he showed us his follow-up design that he had a prototype in his pocket. It's not coming to production. I'm talking Brad Southard here. And it's a cool knife. It's a better design than the Southard folder from what I saw. And we visited on that. I was like, yeah, dude, if you go with this material, make it super lightweight, you can come into this price point, you'll sell the heck out of that knife. That's a productive, mature relationship between, in my case, reviewer, end user, and the manufacturer. That's interesting. And we're buds now. Whereas you take some manufacturers, they take total offense to it. Oh, you know, oh my gosh, you're killing our sales. You know, they won't say that, but that's what they're, by the way they treat you and have treated me, I can tell that that's what they think. Like, we want to make sure we do not get you a gun, because we're not confident enough you'll say all positive things about it. I would say Ruger, from what I know, Ruger falls into that banner. Never heard from Ruger out of all the guns I've sold them, not one thank you. You know, and whatever, thank me, don't thank me, but hey, I should be able to call up and borrow a gun for a review. I don't want to buy them. It's too hard. I can't sell the guns we got. It's a hassle, man. But, you know, that's such it. My viewers came and said, hey, we want Nutton to review the SR762. Ruger's response, hey, we'll give it to a valid, legitimate reviewer. That's what they said. I know this because it was in the comment line. I'm sorry if you don't think I'm a legitimate reviewer now, dude. You got some issues. Come on now. That's immature to say that. And I don't say that from an ego standpoint. I'm just saying, empirically looking, you know, if I post a positive video, a genuine positive video on a knife or a gun, it sells pretty good. I just talked to Matt Skutnik. I was like, hey, how's those M&P 10s selling? He's like, they are going. They're moving. We're selling the M&P 10 now. And that gun's been out 2 years. I finally got around for a review. That's one of the best 308 rifles I've ever shot. 7.5 pounds naked. MOA accuracy, completely reliable without a can. Let's see, another review we did. Oh, by the way, forgetting reviews for a second. We met some cool TNPrs, didn't we?
Yep.
Really good people that saw through this. They're like, nothing, dude. Like, I had like Jeff Loffer's tag on. I don't have it now, but it's so funny. They saw through it. They really, you guys always bust me if I start talking. And one guy busted me from my camera work. So I'm doing a mini booth review on this magazine system for Mossbergs. And I don't know if I'll post that one or not, because I want a discount code for you guys. I said, hey, give my guys a discount code, we'll post it, and I haven't heard from him. So he's missing out on a ton of sales. It's his fault, not mine. It's not his deal. He has to run it to the higher ups, actually, of ATK. But I'm doing camera work, and a guy runs by and goes, that's nothing fancy. I can tell by just by the way that dude's moving his camera. That was pretty funny. That was a cool couple. We met those guys. I'll post a mini video. I could honestly do the whole show like that. the whole show I'm talking like a trade show, just meeting people, you know, and I just do a little sliver because I think people get tired of like, okay, we get it, we know who we are.
Oh, look, there's another house.
I want to film you for a sec. Tell them about that dude that had the busted back.
I don't know about that.
TNPr, you don't know that story?
No.
Yeah, he came up, oh, the colon.
Oh, it was colon cancer.
Colon cancer was it, and he was laid up, right?
Yep.
So you tell him, I'll give my mouth a rest, dude. Yes, I'm looking at the road, relax.
I was just thinking that said he was a sheriff's deputy, I think, and he came down with colon cancer, stage 3. And his marriage was on the rocks, and his wife was pregnant with the second kid, and he was laying in bed and was watching some videos, and what one was it? To Get Out? The one, Take Your Kids
Oh, it was
Out or
Winter Sense, the Winter Sense Campout series with the youth, wasn't it?
something? Can't
We
remember.
met a lot of dudes, and so I
Yeah.
might be mixing the stories
A
up.
lot of stories anyway, and he said he decided then that he needed to live because who else was going to be a dad to his kids, and he went to the doctor, they made a plan, he recovered, and he's doing his thing, and he's being a dad, he said, taking his kids out, and
Being a good dad.
yeah, that was cool.
So it's fun meeting those guys, and you know, it's easier for me to go the way I did to this trade show with not having any intention of doing media. I'm just hanging out. I'm more relaxed, and I don't feel like I'm under a huge time pressure. So I was like, okay, I can visit with people, you know. Whereas before in years past, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to go serve the audience, and it's probably self-imposed pressure, but no, not self-imposed, because I hear, oh, we want more booth reviews and stuff, but you get a few this year, that's it. It was really fun meeting with the guys, so.
And you know, I like talking about, like, if you have kids and you have dogs, and that's the part I hear about with the people I was meeting. Met a lot of people with wives, actually, too.
Oh yeah, Mrs Nutn's on the side. She's bonding with all the TNPrs' wives. They're just carrying on, having a great time, and she's a people person. You gotta know that about my wife. She loves people. She likes finding out about their situation. She just really loves that. Like if we're on television, like if I have downtime, I'll go into a show where something's exploding. And if she has a remote, she'll go to a show where it's reality TV about people. Oh my gosh, I make fun of her so much.
He does, he always makes fun. I mean, I hate social situations, being in a crowd, but I like to know about people.
Loves people. She's on the phone with her sister all the time. Then they just go down, this person, what's this person doing, what's that person. Your guys' wives are probably that way. Yeah, I gotta shave my beard, dude. It's getting a little bit too long. Yeah, a little bit. There's some, we met with Chad Enos too in Caltech. I didn't do a booth review because they got enough media. I just did a shoot with them too, so that's good enough for now. Their sub 2000 Gen 2 looks to be pretty awesome. I'm pretty impressed with it. The RDB's out officially now. The CMR, they renamed the RMR the CMR. Apparently at range day it was shooting. I don't go to range days. Really not this year or ever. Maybe in the future. Apparently that was shooting good. That's their 22 Magnum. What are you saying? You say it loud.
That push element's yellow flashing in the middle.
What's it say? Oh, that's okay. Maybe it's running out of disc room, so I guess we'll wrap it up. So if it ends abruptly, I'll just post it as is. The CMR shot good, I guess, reliably, meaning that if it comes out to the Nutnfancy project, it will jam. And we kidded about that. You know, Chad and I, he's like, every freaking gun I bring out, it's been running 100% in my competitions and demos like range day, it shot. Then I had to bring it out to TNP, it chokes. I'm like, welcome to our world, dude. It's a TNP curse. Which makes M&P10's performance all that more impressive. It was the most reliable 308 AR platform rifle or actually any 308 semi-auto we've tested to date. To include the 17S, to include the DPMSs, which are pretty reliable. To include the FNAR, pretty reliable guns.